What's up, disc golf fans? Derek
and Chris
here with Gatekeeper Media. We got an announcement to give you before we jump into this week's coverage. So why don't you take it away? Tell them the big news.
Oh man, I'm so excited. The gang is going down under. We are heading to Australia to cover the 2022 Australian Disc Golf Championships. And man, this is probably the biggest journey that we've ever been on.
Absolutely. Furthest travel by far, clear across the other side of the globe to bring you MPO and FPO coverage in an emerging market in the sport we love, bar none.
Yeah, so if you want to head over to gatekeepermedia.com/shop, we do have some new fundraiser discs on our site. Beautiful wall hangers here.
They might fly really good for you too.
Yeah.
But if a disc is not quite your thing, we also have plenty of other merch on the site. That's gatekeepermedia.com/shop. For this hoodie, it's getting cold out right now. Got a long sleeve. Also helps with the weather. So, again, thank you all for the support so far, and we look forward to seeing you out there.
Now enjoy the coverage.
Hey folks, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we continue to bring you coverage of the Disc Golf Pro Tour for the 2022 season, and we're now in the playoffs at the Green Mountain Championship out at Smuggler's Notch in Vermont. And our first round with our feature card is going to be in the narrow corridors at the Brewster Ridge course. We appreciate you all tuning in, with a special thank you going out to our Patreon supporters. Once again, I am Dustin Murray, and joining me for the commentary will be Nathan Queen. How's it going, sir?
I am doing well. These players are treated to a beautiful, beautiful venue here in Jeffersonville, Vermont. Today we get to watch Simon Lizotte, Chandler Fry, Gannon Buhr, and Andrew Marwede.
And take a look at the standings here. We're narrowing it down to 88 players at this event before the MVP opened, and the top 30 make it to the finale, with the top 8 players getting a bye to the semifinals. And we'll start out with Simon Lizotte. As far as bags go, putting with the P2. Obviously, we'll be throwing some MD3s in the Midnight Prowl. Also likes his FDs and DD3s when he needs a little bit more distance.
And getting into Chandler Fry's bag, putting with the Chally OS is going to be approaching with the zones and buzzes, leaning on that comment a little bit also. Gets to the swirly ESP Surge for his tour series and likes to throw the Force a lot for his distance shots.
Now we get the Gannon Buhr, of course, using the PA3 for a putter, using the distortion in A2 for some approaches, maybe the PA4 for flippier shots, as well as the M4 for that same role. Also some FX2s, D2s, D1, and the Falcor if you need some distance.
And Andrew Marwede putting with the beadless steadies. We'll be throwing a breaker and squall, a lot for his up shots. And then in these tight lines, probably going to be going with the pipeline and the bonsai a lot for his fairway drivers. Straight into hole one of the easier holes on the course, but always difficult to start your round with that 260 foot or so tunnel before you fade off to the right.
Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Let's give it up. 3-time tour winner this year, Simon Lizotte.
As I said, already winning 3 events this year at the OTB Open, Portland Open, and the Des Moines Challenge. Also had podium finishes at DDO and the Preserve. He's currently number 6 in the UDIS World Rankings and in the DGPT points, so he's already got a bye to the semifinals if you can hold on to that spot.
And just a little touchy forehand, but still enough to make it around the corner. Gonna have a circle 2 look.
Next up from Olympia, Washington, sponsored by Discraft. Let's hear it for Chandler Fry.
Right now, Chandler Fry is currently ranked number 39 in the DGPT points, so he is qualified for the play-in at the finale, but if he can get into the top 30 between this event and the MVP Open, he'll be directly in the finale without having to go through the play-in. We saw him 5th at the OTB Open, 7th at Masters Cup, and 10th at Belton, with a couple of other top 25 finishes on tour this year.
And he definitely likes it up in this northeast air.
Okay. Should be.
Stays in bounds, I believe.
Urbandale, Iowa. Been a force on the tour this year so far. Sponsored by Prodigy Discs. Let's hear it for Gannon Buhr.
And Gannon Buhr currently ranks 7th in the UDIS World Rankings and 4th in the DGPT points, so already has that bye to the semifinals. Saw him win the Masters Cup earlier this year, as well as Clash of the Canyons, and had podium finishes at Las Vegas, Mid-America, and Ledgestone, as well as many other top 5s on tour this year.
Going with a pretty choppy forehand. Didn't quite get enough onto
I
it,
thought that was like
but
such a
still
win.
may have a long look.
Completing this foursome from Alpena, Michigan. Sponsored by DGA. Let's give it up for Andrew Marwede.
And Marwede currently ranked 36 in the Pro Tour points, so he's qualified for the play-in as well. But again, if he can get into the top 30, he can bypass that. He was 7th at D-Glow this year, 16th at Ledgestone and the Des Moines Challenge, and 20th at Texas State's. Certainly known for his forehand.
Beautiful.
And it seems to be getting tougher and tougher to qualify for these championships every year. As you said, he has quite a few top 20s there and still not qualified just yet.
Gannon first, the putt, looking for the stepper. Oh, and finds the top band on target, just a little high. Oh,
And a bit mean to start the round. Hopefully he's going to be able to shake that off and not let that affect the rest of his round.
and man, no one able to find the birdie, but Marwede is right there near the bullseye for it. Certainly not an easy starting hole.
But able to connect, though. Gets that birdie and the lone one on the card.
And of course, if you're new to GMC, there are 2 courses on this property, this being Brewster Ridge, the more wooded course. We have Fox Run Meadows, which we will play tomorrow, and we'll alternate back and forth, 2 rounds at each for this 4-round event. So we get into hole 2.
Yeah, 550-foot par 4. Pretty steep uphill slope here, and you've got OB all the way down the right side. Very specific landing point to be able to access this left fairway for the second side and not have to challenge that OB too much.
Yeah, OB all along the right-hand side, all the way from the tee to the basket. But there's that big lane on the right-hand side you kind of want to be in, so it kind of makes you flirt with the OB a little bit. And this usually plays as one of the most difficult holes on the course. I would not be surprised to see that be the case again today.
And you are correct. It is the second most difficult hole on the course today.
I figured it'd be somewhere in the top 5. It's one of those things where, I mean, this is a beautiful shot from Simon.
It
Exactly
is,
what you
but
want.
I think he needed that to actually drift to the right just a little bit once it landed, which you usually get with the slope of the hill. That actually slid uphill to the left a little bit. He may still have an angle.
Uh-oh, this is looking scary. That's OB. That's not OB.
What?
What?
That's
I got to see this again.
Yeah.
How is he not out of bounds? Oh, my. You love to see that.
You know Chandler loves to see it.
A little fist bump for that one.
Yeah, you keep like 4 feet in bounds.
That kind of nestles up kind of near where Simon is, just a little bit behind him.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be pinched off. Have to go with some type of choppy forehand again.
Yeah, it's just jail anywhere other than in the main fairway. See if Marwede can flex one through this lane. Oh, yeah.
What a shot.
Play.
We get to see it again, too. Let's take another look at this. You see how many trees are in his way he has to flex around.
Just a perfect angle control on that.
Tink.
And yeah, Simon can step out and try to deliver a similar shot.
But yeah, that just shows you how good his tee shot was. He still needed that ground play back to the right to get him to the perfect spot. Still able to get up into circle 2 for this one. And Chandler has a gap after miraculously staying in bounds.
Yeah, it just kind of goes to show you if you can stay on that right-hand side but avoid the OB, there are going to be some routes for you to get to the green.
And now he's got a birdie look.
Absolutely, we got 2 birdie looks, or actually 3. Oh, what
Gannon
a hit
says,
from Gannon.
Yeah, Gannon says 4 birdie looks. Excuse me.
My apologies.
And
What
way
a putt
to,
from Lizotte.
yeah, way to connect after a unfortunate putt on the first hole not sticking. No confidence lost. Goes ahead and jams that one in for a nice birdie on the second most difficult hole. Hardest par 4.
Also got to give congrats to Simon. Just got married before this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
So big congrats. I know he also just had the birth of his first child not too long ago. So it's been a really big year for Simon on and off the course. So shout out to him as we see Chandler get his birdie. Marwede will drop his in as well while Gannon takes the par.
3 birdies. Very good for our card at that hole, averaging 0.2 over par. Then we get to the easiest hole on the course, averaging over a half stroke under par. 282 feet uphill, kind of blind. You're able to see a flag now, but pretty straight shot. You can let it fade left a little bit. That might be a little too much fade, but still pretty short hole. He's going to be right at circle's edge.
Yeah, this is the one you really want to get on this front 9. You feel like you lose one of the field if you don't grab it. Coming up short. Simon there is going to be well outside circle too. A little low.
Yeah, that is one of the easier mistakes to make on this one. Just not quite get the height. Trying to make sure that you don't fade out too far.
Yeah, I think people don't give this course credit sometimes with elevation. A lot of the shots on this front 9 in particular are quite uphill.
On catching that last big tree, but still well inside the circle. Shouldn't have too much issue there. Just a little bit uphill putt.
Looks good.
So smooth. You can hear his run up, and then when he throws, you just hear nothing.
That's the sound you want to hear.
Unless you got to throw hard, then you can hear a little snap. But he doesn't have to throw hard here. Simon this isn't really the hole that you want to have an upshot on, or a little pitch up. Look at Marwede here, starting 3 for 3.
Yeah, definitely having a good one here. Let's get up to Chandler Fry, see if he can grab him back-to-back birdies. And Chanimal with the combo early.
Yeah, and 68% of the field did card the birdie on this one, so absolutely one you have to get. And these guys were the morning featured card, so they're out here, not first card, but out here trying to set a hot round for sure for some other guys to try to catch up to. Hole 4, 550-foot par 4. Again, we're going back uphill a bit. You've got to start off to the left and get an ever so slight right fade for your first shot before you have this pretty straight tunnel that's more open on the right side to finish. And just gradually uphill again the entire way.
Yeah, just like many holes on this course, it is all about placement off the tee because it is a difficult approach to the green if you're not in a good spot.
And that is not a great spot. There may be something over there on that left side, but it's not really what you're looking for. I do think there's another tee pad over there.
Yeah. It's tough for sure. Definitely want to be more to the right-hand side or centered. But if you're too right like that, you also still have some struggles you have to try to battle through.
Yeah, he may be able to stretch out and throw a flex shot, but going to be pretty difficult to reach the pin from there.
That is a very early catch. That's going to prove troublesome. I know in the past, Simon's liked to throw a roller here. I've seen him do it in the past. Not sure if he'll be looking to do it now. Oh, well.
I've got to say, that went a lot farther than I expected it to when he released it. And there is that other pad I was talking about. Look at it still going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I was actually watching last year's coverage to kind of reacquaint myself with the course. Now it's the same play round one last year, so thought maybe we might see it again. Same disc too.
Sit.
And you see Gannon playing pretty smart there, able to hit the fairway, going for a lot of distance here on his third shot.
Oh, baby, that can get over the wall. Oh, not quite, but he still has a putt.
It's a long putt, but Gannon is good at those long putts.
Mm-hmm. Especially if he has a bit of space for the stepper. Not sure how close he's up against the wall, though.
And there was that left side. Like I was saying, there's a way to get up there, but it's hard to really get past that wall. So he fades off to a pretty similar spot to Gannon, most likely.
Oh, no. I like the mentality, though. She says, hey, it's all right. And just steps up and delivers his next shot.
And that little collection point over there by the rocks.
This is Simon's second shot. Man, everyone's going to be putting from over there, it looks like. You can see all the disc right here on your screen.
Yeah, this is probably 45 feet or so.
Looked like he was right next to the blue whiskers. This might be closer to 60.
Yeah, it could be. And wherever it is, it's going to play longer. It's still uphill.
Yeah.
Can he go 4 for 4?
Oh, my.
Yeah, he can.
What a putt. Oh, my goodness. This is actually a similar spot to where Macbeth hit a big putt in the first round last year.
Dang. Just
And Marwede
drops
does
it in the right side. Can't start much better than that.
Definitely not. 4 for 4. Some of the harder holes in the course as well. Nice try from Chandler, but not going to grab that.
Yeah, that might be, he didn't putt first, but he still might have big putted a couple people here. Let's see if Simon's going to be able to connect for his second birdie of the round.
That's not quite enough fade on that. So he'll be dropping in par. Same for Gannon. I believe Chandler's on bogey. Oh, Gannon actually taking the 5 as well. My mistake.
Oh, right. Yeah, he went into those woods early and had to pitch out.
Yep. That is what I forgot about as well.
So, Andrew starting hot here in the morning, 4 for 4, moving into hole 5, a very gettable par 3, 305 feet. Go pretty straight for about 260 or so of that, maybe a little 280, and then fade off to the right. But don't fade too hard. Be skipping off even farther down the hill, end up in circle 2 with an obstructed putt.
There's also OB all along the left, so if you get a nasty tree kick left, you could be in trouble.
Yes, that's definitely something to avoid, as well as Andrew Marwede does so great. Inside circle 1, looking to go 5 for 5.
Yeah, really well done. Beautiful shot from Lizotte.
And Chandler going with the backhand here. A little bit more difficult of an angle, but a really fun shot to watch if you get it right.
Oh, yeah.
You know what, Nathan, you're right. I did have fun watching that shot.
Yeah. Comes in a little bit hot, but got the turn just right. Beautiful shot.
Uh-oh. That's forced over towards the OB. And it does not come back.
And he is looking at back-to-back bogeys here.
Yeah, definitely not what he was looking for in the midst of his front nine. Oh, no. Thing looked like it hopped on the rim like 3 times.
Yeah, he had that happen. Was it hole 1?
Something similar. Simon grabs his, though, so he's 2 down through 5. And again, considering where Marwede and Chandler Fry are at in the tour standings right now for points, doing well here in MVP could get them out of that play-in situation for the finale. So Marwede going 5 down through 5 is exactly what he needs to be doing.
Absolutely. These worth, I believe, a quarter extra, so worth 125% of the points. So doing well here can jump you up pretty quickly. Getting into hole 6, a blind par 3, 345-foot downhill. Missed this last guardian tree right in the middle, and you've done something pretty good because you've thrown it down the fairway to begin with.
I think the biggest thing I see on this hole from past year's coverage is just people coming in with too much speed. Like you said, with it being as downhill as it is, your disc just seems to speed up as it gets down the fairway, and you can easily skip deep of the green.
And it seems like the birdie streak may come to an end here. I can't call it out yet. He could throw it in from there, but definitely not in position.
Oh, that's one way to put the brakes on.
Oh, yeah. Just pinpoint accuracy.
What a shot, man.
You can't even see it.
Maybe the woo gives him an idea that he's done something great there.
Yeah, he's still probably thinking, man, that needed to sit down.
I mean, if he would have missed a koozie, he might have been looking at a 30, 35 footer, but right now he's looking at just not hitting his head on his way down to pick up his disc.
Just a little bit too wide there. It is better than missing early left where you haven't made the corner yet. It's pretty difficult to say par from there. And didn't look like Gannon liked it. And maybe he knew he was going to hit that last tree in the middle. But pretty good shot.
I mean, he did look inside, but he actually still got some good push down the hill. Still, though, outside of circle 1. So we see a couple of pitch ups for par here from Chandler and Marwede. Let's see what Gannon's got here. Okay, so definitely a circle 2 look.
Just off to the right side. Looks like he had a pretty difficult line to try to hit with the tree dead center on it.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to hyzer around it, but just didn't have enough fade. So let the settle for par, same as Fry and Marwede. Of course, Lizotte on the wood chips there. Just be able to drop in a birdie, give him back-to-back, and put him at 3 under.
Yeah, and 40 players, 42% of the field were able to get the birdie on this one. So even though it is blind, a lot of players were able to get down there and get a nice birdie.
me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Please don't let me into my zone. I just need some time of my own. All these people trying to get a conversation. You can conversate to that tone. My God up on that throne, yeah. So I'm never alone, yeah. Ballin' can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now.
And here we are at hole 7, one of my favorite tee shots on the course, 575-foot par 4. Lots of different options to go to attack for your second shot, but it depends on how far you want to throw on your tee shot. Push it up to 400 feet. I think you have the most open option to approach the basket, but there's lots of little fairways inside of that.
Yeah, while there's no OB on this hole, you'll feel like you're in it if you come off the fairway. I feel like early left is the usual issue people have, which makes the approach a lot tougher. But if you can stay centered, it is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, getting off to the right side is not very great either. This looks like
that's great.
Yeah. Great tee shot from Andrew there. We'll see what type of line he has.
Yeah, it's all about just kind of staying on this trail that you see right here in front of you. If you can do that, you're in picture perfect place.
Yeah, you can cut like Chandler's trying to do, those little inside lines that I was talking about. You can try to go super overstable and cut inside those, but you can't really see them off of the tee, so it's hard to do that.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that kick was actually great.
A little deep.
Man, that is beautiful. And you can see that tee pad right there is actually kind of the ideal landing zone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right. Just right back behind it. It's kind of hard to get up there flat right where it's at. But he went forward a little bit before it came backwards there.
There's just so many trees that you can hit on this hole. And while technically trees are mostly made out of air, you wouldn't think so.
Yeah,
I promise that's actually a fact. I don't know where I got it from, but I believe that is true.
Cite your sources, man.
Wikipedia. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so you see these players still struggling a lot. Even though they threw some good tee shots, if you don't get that 400 feet, which puts you right behind that tee pad we were talking about a second ago, you're still kind of manufacturing something, trying to figure out how to get up there. Just
and
like
Marwede
that.
has done just that. Yeah, what a shot. Marwede is on one right now. A little bit of a slip on 6, but he's right back to attacking.
And a lot of speed on that shot. Got up there pretty well. Looked like it was going to make it all the way until it caught that last tree. May still be in circle 2, though.
I mean, Lizotte does the best he can from where he's at, gets himself in the circle. And this is finally Gannon throwing 2. Had the best tee shot of the bunch by a long margin.
Yeah, actually ended up going too far off of the tee. But plays it nicely with the backhand flex shot. May have to deal with a little bit of a tree on that 22 footer.
Oh, nice try there from Chandler Fry.
Oh, he is all over it. He keeps hitting that same spot and bouncing up.
Simon limits the damage. Great putt there.
Yeah, I bet you he feels good with that bogey. He was scrambling the entire time.
This could be a big birdie for Buhr to get back to even.
All right. Able to connect. That's a good birdie to get after those couple bogeys. Get him back on track with a pretty difficult hole coming up.
And Marwede, great approach shot, gets him his birdie. 6 down through 7. What a scorcher of a start.
Yeah, and even the par that he does have, he had a pretty good second shot to be able to have no stress on that. So he's had a pretty clean, easy 6 down so far. Probably hasn't felt like he's done a whole lot. Moving into hole 8, 625 feet. Difficult to get a ton of distance off of this tee shot. The angle of it kind of leads you all to the same zone. If you try to get too aggressive, you skip off into the left side. There's a straight aggressive gap that could get you a little farther up the fairway, but it's a little tougher to hit.
And what would you say this plays distance-wise with as uphill as it is? I mean, I think when people assume 625 par 4, it shouldn't be too hard, but I think that's all but the case on this one.
Yeah, since it's pretty difficult to get as far as you'd really like to off of this tee shot. You are throwing uphill a little bit on the tee shot, but then the second shot is just super steep. I feel like when I threw a good tee shot, I was still throwing a 440 foot or so power second shot.
And I think that comment right there kind of tells you all you need to know about why this is one of the top 5 most difficult holes on the course.
Yeah, it actually ties hole 2 as the second most difficult hole with a 0.2 strokes over par.
Definitely not surprised to hear that. Nearly. A little bit more flex, that would have been something great. And it's still pretty good.
Yeah, definitely a good tree to finish there. And not be in the woods. See, it would be an incredible shot to reach.
What?
Oh my goodness. Are you
How?
Man. So that was probably about 500 feet of power. Not necessarily all the feet, but it's so far uphill. Man, that was a great shot.
Yeah, that was one of the best shots we've seen all day. Just to get through all that as well. So congested.
Chandler
Spiritual appearance of Eagle McMahon here. Oh my.
Looks like we have 4 birdie opportunities here.
I believe you're correct. Not quite on the mark, though, for Marwede.
Oh. There it is. Finally gets it high enough.
That's a big putt, too.
Yeah, puts him under on the round. 45 feet or so, but uphill, probably playing about 50.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good call. $40-footer there pretty much for Simon as well.
No problem. It looks like just like hole 2, one of the harder holes on the course, but our card playing it well. We had 3 birdies on hole 2.
Oh, just a little right.
Oh, man, but just 2 birdies here. Still fantastic play from our feature card.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Moving on to hole 9, 375 foot downhill par 3.
Another one of those holes where speed control is so big. And also just a very narrow fairway. I would imagine this is probably also up there in difficulty.
It is. It is the fourth most difficult hole, averaging just over par. And yeah, it's kind of the way that the fairway shapes, you kind of have to throw a hyzer stand-up shot or a kind of a forced over shot that flies flat. That shot, though, like Chandler just threw, is a lot harder to control the distance on. Luckily, he caught that tree. He's going to be inside circle, too. It's nice for that one to end up back in the fairway.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a longer hole 6 with an even tighter fairway.
Yeah, I really enjoy this shot. It's one of the just kind of put your disc straight down the fairway.
So bad.
Gannon going with a bit more angles here, trying to go with the flex shot and fading off into the left side, which is why I would choose a straighter disc.
Andrew puts himself inside the circle to grab par, keep his card clean for the front 9.
Yeah, that's a scary putt, though. He's right around circle's edge as Simon gives it that little floaty bid he's pulled out this year.
Yeah, like you said, downhill on the backside of the basket, making a missed putt dangerous.
Oh, wow. And what a run from Gannon.
It was indeed. As Chandler Fry actually goes back-to-back birdies to get 2 under before the front 9's complete.
Yeah, getting that putt right.
Right on the edge of the circle for Marwede to keep his front 9 clean. Keep it at 6 under through 9.
And a great save to be able to keep his scorecard clean on this front 9, shooting 6 down. Got to be one of the better front 9s we've seen, or that we will see today.
Yeah, I agree with you there. 5 in a row to get things started and coast to 6 under. Simon Lizotte battles back to 3 under. Chandler Fry battling to just under par as well. Gannon Buhr sitting at even after 9 holes. As we can see, Marwede at this point in time leading the pack by a couple of strokes. So starting to kind of set that pace with many familiar faces kind of littering the top 10. We certainly appreciate all of you tuning in here to Gatekeeper Media for our postseason coverage of the Disc Golf Pro Tour for our 2022 season. Hope that you'll all follow and subscribe so you can catch the rest of our coverage throughout the week and throughout the rest of the year. And a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. Again, I'm Dustin Murray, and with me has been Nathan Clean, and we'll see you on the back 9 shortly.
We'll see you guys out there.